What's good, everybody? It's your boy Swidge, and in today's video I explore the vast but very plain world of the Minecraft Superflat. And to just add to all of that, I'll be a slime. Yes, a slime. That's me, Sam the Slime. Comment that in the comment section below. I will be giving myself 100 days in a hardcore Superflat world to do Minecraft's #1 goal: beat that Ender Dragon. Watch the whole video to find out. But wait, guys, stop. I'm being told a lot of you guys who watch the videos aren't subscribed, so be sure to hit that subscription button. Okay, ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, smash! I hope you did it. And let's go for exactly 10 likes on the video. Can we do that? Let's see. Okay, thanks. Now, let's get into this adventure. So there I was on day 1 as Sam the Slime, twerking and crouching. It looked kind of cool. I was adjusting to my new body. I'd never been in a slime's body before. So what I loaded into was like a super flat type of map, but it had everything set out for me. For example, it had another portal that was ready to be filled out and an end frame. So that's what I was doing inside the book, reading all the locations and kind of seeing what I was getting myself into. But as you can see, I'm just really excited and happy to be a slime. I was jumping alongside all the other slimes in the world, and it was just really cool to fit in this super flat world. After hanging out with all the slimes, it was time to keep moving, and I had to murder this pig with my fist. He was my first victim because we needed something to eat. I just loved crouching as well when I was in the slime form. It just looked super cool. I then approached this village and saw this tree and began chopping this down because in a super flat world, there's no trees or literally anything at that. Because there wasn't many trees around, I ended up just chopping up a lot of the villagers' houses and grabbing the cobblestone from their structures. That way I could make stone tools. Another thing you guys will notice throughout this whole adventure is my hearts. Sometimes I have half hearts and sometimes I go up to full hearts. I'm not quite sure how it works with slimes, but maybe I had broken up into the smaller slime parts. I'm not quite sure how it worked. Either way, I didn't want to take any damage because I didn't want to die. As day 1 was coming to an end, I ran into this iron golem, destroying a bunch of my friends. All these slimes were getting destroyed by these iron golems. I mean, the iron golem's job was to protect the villagers, but he was destroying all of my friends. So I decided to take him on. It took me a long time to actually kill him, but we got him, boys. I'd taken out the slime's #1 threat, but sadly a lot of their remains were laying on the ground in slime balls. On day 2, I continued adventuring around, finding a new village and actually looting a bunch of the chests, improving my armor a little bit. I even had a saddle, so now I could ride a horse. As I was navigating through the world, I had to watch out for the slimes. I didn't know if they were going to hit me, if they didn't like me, so I had to be careful. I wasn't quite sure how they worked quite yet. Because I was a bat before, if you guys haven't seen that, be sure to check out the videos. But because I was a bat before, I could hear these bat squeals coming from this blacksmith. Listen very carefully, guys. There is like maybe 5 or 10 bats squealing in this blacksmith area. So I wanted to look around to see if I could find them, but nothing. I couldn't find anything. Where were they? Were they stuck? I know I could hear them for sure. Regardless, guys, I'm telling you, the villagers are keeping some bats hostage. Just remember that next time you play in a super flat world. On day 3, during my travels, I ran into another village and there was horses at this village. I had saddles that were ready to go, so I tamed my first horse. And as you can see, it looks quite odd as I'm inside of the horse. Yeah, so there's definitely a few sizes of slimes, I get that. I'm more on the smaller end, so my body fits perfectly inside the horse, and I can't even see myself. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. Later on in day 3 here, I actually ran into a very sticky situation here. I wanted to bring the zombie villager in here and trap him so I could cure him, but he actually came way too close and I nearly died. The iron golem took him out and the other slimes were turning on me. They wanted to kill me. Why? Was it because I was the superior slime? I handled them and I went straight to bed. I didn't want to deal with any type of close call like that again. On day 4, I continued adventuring on our horse to see what the super flat world had in store. And then I ran into this armor, which gave me ideas for later. And on day 4, I actually ran into this village. It seemed to be some type of rundown village. There was cobwebs on nearly every single building and they were all broken down to a certain extent. There were no villagers nearby. I mean, I don't really know what had happened to this village, but because no one lived here, I didn't feel bad, chopping up all the wood at this village here and taking all the resources because there's nobody that lived here. But there was some iron armor in this chest that would become super useful. It may have gotten overrun by mobs or something may have happened, but I was just lucky to run into it so I could take all the materials. During this time, I was just vibing out to music, hanging out, watching TV shows, and I just kind of clocked out and zoned in on collecting materials. It was actually super relaxing. On day 6, I was finishing up collecting all of the resources and material, and I went back towards our spawn point. I didn't even realize that there was a starter chest. That would have been really useful starting off. But that's okay, guys. We were pretty set after raiding the majority of the village's chests. But then I spent the rest of day 6 kind of going around to like every single village that I could find and stealing all of their crops. Because I was going to start my own humongous super farm soon because I had an idea how I was going to get emeralds and progress further to do that #1 end goal I was looking to do: beat that Ender Dragon. First thing I was gonna need was some armor. And to get diamond armor, you can't really find that in Superflat world. The only way I could do that was to get the village armorer to master level. And if he was at master level, I would get enchanted diamond armor. So this is what I needed to set my goals on. So for the next few days, guys, Farmer Swidge, aka Farmer Slime Swidge, was in the building, on the keyboard and on the mouse. I had done so many plots, making plots for wheat, making plots for carrots, making plots for potatoes, beetroots, anything the farmer villages wanted to trade for emeralds. This was going to be my emerald farm. There was no other way I could do it. I was in a super flat world. All there is in super flat worlds are villages, grass, bedrock, and everything else. I mean, and nothing else. That's about it. So I had to make do with what I had. And what I had was an ability to make emeralds through farming. And this is how I was going to get stronger and not die, because I'm in hardcore. I don't feel like dying, guys. So what I usually do when I'm about to play a load of Minecraft and really focus in on something, I always play a TV show in the background. So you guys comment down in the comment section below, what TV show do you think I was watching as I was farming and making my emerald farm? And of course, I had to be careful for all the mobs that were trying to kill me throughout my journey. And this happens a lot, actually. I had a really hard time dealing with this creeper on my farm because, first of all, if it blew up, I think I would actually just die. And creepers are just scary in general. You kind of camouflage with the crops. Come on. After many days of farming, I decided, you know, maybe some lighting would be nice in this area. So I decided to light up the whole entire crop. And on the night of the 13th, you guys see this iron golem? Or is it just me? He spawned on top. I mean, maybe he spawned. Maybe he built himself up there or climbed up there. But there was an iron golem on top of the roof. It was interesting. I don't really know what was going on. Yes. And on day 14, guys, this is a very regular occurrence. Whenever I'd wake up from bed, there would be a lot of slime balls on the ground, of slimes just dying, getting destroyed by other mobs, probably iron golems. But it was a very regular occurrence to see all of my friends, all my fallen soldiers, all of their, drops. I had to do something about it. It was sad. It was really sad, but the thing is, I picked them up with ease and happiness because I was going to use them for a build later on. But rip to all my friends. But as you can see from all the clips that have been rolling here, I'm finally cashing out on my farmer's life. All my hard work was finally paying off as I still pick up the remains of my friends. But yes, I was leveling up all the farmers, making sure I could get good deals for emeralds and good deals for stuff with my emeralds. And on day 14, I decided, it'd be a good time for just to AFK while we waited for our crops to grow. So I AFK'd for 2 days. On day 17, it was time for me to finally cash out on all the crops. It was going to be a long process, but I knew my hard work was going to pay off because for sure I needed that full enchanted set of diamond armor because as you can see, I have half a heart, guys. I can't afford to be hit even once. I know slimes work in specific ways where you break one and it has a mini piece of a slime or a smaller slime comes out, but I wasn't quite sure what life I was on. So I just made sure every single moment I walked out in this Minecraft super flat world that I was just going to be safe and didn't want to risk anything. And on day 18, I had messed up, guys. As you can see, one of my top farmers had turned into a zombie villager. I'd forgot to close the trap door. That was completely my fault, and the poor innocent villager became a zombie villager, and I had to take care of him. Trades were going good though, guys. Profits were at an all-time high. It was looking good for Sam the Slime. I even did a world tour where I went to other villagers and I started selling my crops to them because the crops were looking so good. So I tried to sell to any merchant who would buy. Progress was actually happening though. We were getting so close to that end goal. And yes, as you can see, our armor is now a master. And now we had a full diamond set. Now that I had a full diamond set, I was much more confident in being able to take on the nether and any type of mob that came my way. That way, hopefully, I thought it would maybe reduce the damage I take by just a little bit because half a heart is not much health to lose, so we have to play very safe, and diamond armor makes me feel a lot better about that. After preparing on day 18 to go to the nether after I got my full diamond set, I head towards the coordinates that the book had told me where there'd be a frame getting ready to be filled out. I tried to light up the nether portal with this lava method that didn't work out initially during the day because I couldn't get a flint and steel. There was no gravel to be found, so I found a new technique, and on day 20 I was able to light up the nether portal in a specific way. I don't know why it didn't work before, but it was now time to go to the nether. It was now game on. A slime in the nether. Can you believe that, guys? Because it was quite interesting for me. But before I even hopped in the portal, I was tested by Minecraft. It was testing my skills, making sure I was ready for the nether. I was attacked by my very own, a slime, and also a creeper. I took him out swiftly and smoothly, but it was now time to take on the nether. Sam was now in the nether world. As soon as I got there, the first thing I need to worry about was gold. I had to find as much gold as possible as soon as possible, because if a single zombie piglin had seen me, it would have went straight for me piglin tried to kill me. So I tried to get as many gold nuggets as possible. I made sure I got all my ingots and I crafted a helmet and I put it on. That made me feel a lot safer, and now I can roam the nether a little bit more safe. I was feeling ambitious after that, guys, so I decided to take on my first enderman. I mean, I had to get ender pearls eventually, so might as well start now. I mean, obviously the main source that I was going to get it from was trading with the piglins once I got into a bastion, but it didn't hurt. Kind of test myself, surprise the enderman that is a slime in the nether. Can you handle me? Obviously they didn't drop an ender pearl, but what can you expect, guys? Drop rates aren't very high. You take what you can get, but it is what it is. So I took on another one. Surely 1 for 2 maybe. Can we go 1 for 2? I killed this guy. He dropped an ender pearl and a grass block, so we'll take those. And on day 21, guys, we climbed into a nether fortress. And how weird did that just look? A slime blocking up into a nether fortress. And we entered the nether fortress, and when I moved around this thing, I was super careful, wielding my shield the whole entire time. I found these blazes here. I had to be so careful. I hadn't even had a fire protection potion at this time. I don't even know what I was thinking at this time. I should not have done this. Luckily, I blocked a few of the shots this blaze shot at me. But I was being super careful, and there was no way I was going to let this blaze hit me. I was trying to sneak in all the hits I could get. He snuck in one, and then he reset my health bar. So I don't know if I had lost a life from my slime life, but from my guess, that's probably what had happened. I killed the blaze, and I got my first blaze rod. So progress was being made. After that scare with the blaze, though, I said there's no way I'm ready for this quite yet. So I needed to go find some zombie piglins and a really good gold source. So I went looking around to the nether, trying to find a bastion. I found the top of this bastion here and explored it very carefully and built over some of these chests to make sure the piglins weren't going to attack me. I was really cautious at first to see if the piglins would attack me because I don't know how they would react based on the fact that I was a slime. So I don't know if they've ever seen a slime before, so maybe they didn't feel, their feelings against us weren't as bad as humans. At least that's what I thought at first. Things were looking good. I was looking through chests. I wasn't having any problems with any of the piglins. Maybe because I was wearing gold, but that doesn't explain when I broke a gold block or when I was looking through their chests. But I was very overly cautious on whenever I looted the chest. I would dig these little holes that I could run to and block myself off if anything decided to turn on me. The number one thing I had to worry about were those hoglins. Hoglins are passive against anybody. I swear, even the baby ones. So I was always keeping my eye out for those guys. You see how I'm placing these platforms here to grab this gold block? The piglins didn't even chase me. I mean, I went and go hid, but nothing chased me, so that was always a good sign. We got some netherite scrap, some arrows, and I just kept collecting gold because I knew I was going to need that for later to trade with these piglins. Your boy was kind of a fiend though, man. He was exploring every single inch and corner of these bastions. I found this gold block by accident, guys. I'm not a speedrunner, so I don't know where all the gold blocks lie. Got super lucky and found it. But look at me, guys. Dug in really nice, got this chest, and boom! A diamond pickaxe, unbreaking 2. You guys see that block up there, that ancient debris? Yes, sir. And after collecting all the gold I had so far, I decided to trade with the piglins now to get some good trades, and I got an unbreaking 3 pickaxe, a nice little upgrade. I had a nice little crew that I was trading with right here. Obviously, I needed more gold. There was a lot of them that wanted to trade, and I had 4 ender pearls at this time, so we just got to keep looking. And it looked like there was a lot more to the bastion, which was great news. You can see this whole crowd of piglins was crowding this area, and at this time, I still wasn't feeling 100% confident about the piglins around me, but after I mined this gold block right in front of them, that's when I knew it was okay. But I saw that this hoglin had seen me, and he locked his eyes on me, so I had to be super careful. You guys know what I said earlier about hoglins. They're passive against anything. I don't know what it is. They're always locked on target. This baby one got so close to me, but I watched the piglin take out the big one, and I aimed my bow at the baby and got it to run away. I entered the main frame, I guess you could call it, the big boy bastion, and I slowly lowered myself. I had to make sure I got rid of all the magma cubes, because any hit from a magma cube would end my world, and I didn't really feel like ending my world. We had gone so far. We'd farmed so many crops. Our goal was so close. All we needed was gold, ender pearls, and blaze rods, and we see that ender dragon. Got some more ancient scraps and a diamond sword. So this was definitely going to help against that ender dragon. And look at all this gold, guys. I love finding bastions like this because the gold is so much at the bottom. I drank my fire pot and I went to go look at some more chests to see if there's any better loot. I got a little bit of good things, and I got a quick charge crossbow. Now, typically I don't use crossbows, so this type of playthrough was really interesting for me and super fun. I was now a rich man with gold, so I came back to all my piglin friends and dropped all the gold I had. They were trading me a lot of good things, lots of fire protection pots, ender pearls, the main thing we were looking for, and just a lot of blocks and arrows. Arrows was a big thing for sure. But we now had 14 ender pearls and we were ready to go get some more blaze rods so we could go fight that ender dragon. So I left the bastion, said goodbye to my friends, and I took on the nether. And this is where you kind of need to realize how dangerous it actually is moving around the world in general. I cannot take a single ounce of fall damage. I take 1 fall damage and I die. So this actually made me play super safe in general because I always take fall damage when I play. So it was a different approach at the game in general. I found a blaze spawner inside a fortress and I kind of did like a boxed up area. I boxed it up just to make sure if the blazes were to spawn, I had some protection from their fire, but good thing I had the fire protection potions to keep me safe. And I slowly started dwindling away at all of the blazes that would spawn in. I got hit by a blaze again and it took me to max hearts. So I don't know if that meant I was on my 2nd life or my 3rd life, but I'm just not quite sure how the slime life works. And if anybody knows, let me know. I had some really good crossbow practice during this time as well, because I usually don't use it. I kind of like the charge up feature. You can kind of charge it up and use the shot for later. I finally finished up with my blaze farming on day 26 and I fought my first wither skeleton. He was kind of a tank. I shot a few arrows in him, but I got him. I spent the rest of that day traveling back to our portal, and you guys can see as I slowly lower myself towards the ground here, I have to be super safe because I just can't risk any fall damage, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth my life. So I went back in the portal and I was back in the overworld. It was a sad, gloomy day out. It was rainy, slimes were out, and the enderman was getting destroyed by the rain. On day 27, I headed back home, back to our farm. Oh, I missed it. Look at all my crops looking super healthy. You love to see it, man. I've been in the nether for too long. It was nice to see my crop again and my chest full of slime balls. So with all the slime balls I'd collected as of yet, I started constructing a nice structure / home. It was going to be a big replica of me, the slime. Sam the slime. This was going to be my domain. Obviously, this is all I had for blocks to make a slime, but you know, it only fits perfectly that you make it out of slime blocks. And the nether rack, not too much, but it had the exact same face as me. I mean, look at me. Looks the exact same. I was super happy of that build. On the night of day 27, I went out to go slay some spiders because I didn't think that these crossbows would be good enough to fight the ender dragon. I'm not saying it wasn't strong enough, but I'm saying the durability that was left on these crossbows, I don't know if they would last. So I wanted to make sure I got enough string to make 2 bows. Unfortunately, I couldn't enchant the bows because I couldn't make an enchantment station because I needed diamonds. I don't know how I was going to get that, but that was okay. As long as we had a good amount of bows to fight this ender dragon, we'd be okay. And on day 28, it was time to fight that ender dragon. I took my horse. We traveled to the coordinates where we were told on the book there would be an end portal frame waiting for us to go fight that ender dragon. And we had found it on day 28. I had exactly 12 eyes of ender because they told me I was going to need exactly 12. I filled up the portal. I looked at the horse. I was going to take him in, but I said, nah, you deserve to live. So I went in by myself. So there I was the first slime to ever enter the end. I built up to the main end island and it was time. I made my first contact with the ender dragon. I'm sure she had never seen this before. And guys, I don't think I'd ever been this short in Minecraft before. It was definitely a different angle shooting at these crystals. Usually I think I'm 2 or 3 blocks taller, but in this case, it felt really weird. And typically I don't use crossbows, but I took out my first end crystal and I was on a roll. I was feeling nice, guys. The ender dragon kept flying at me and boom, she knocked me up. I thought it was over. Boom, water bucket clutch. Let's go. I was hyped, guys. I usually don't even land those. I should have died right there. I won't even lie to you. I don't do water bucket clutches very often, but she had triggered me. The ender dragon really wanted to get the best out of me. Maybe because she saw me using a crossbow. Maybe it was because I was a slime. But after I'd taken out all the end crystals, she could no longer heal. I was short, so I could sneak right under her. And I got to a good spot where I could crit her with my diamond sword. I got some good hits in. And I knew that she knew I was getting good hits in, so she flew off. She purged once again, and I was like, oh, why have you done this? Because this is where I ended. I was really careful about how I approached her, because if I just got hit once, it would have been over for me. I went underneath, landed so many good crits on her, and as you can see, that health bar is getting destroyed by a slime, guys. How could you get destroyed by a slime, ender dragon? It doesn't matter. As soon as she took off, I pulled out that crossbow, and I did that crossbow work, guys. Charging it up, letting it go. It was actually a lot easier with the crossbow, because if you could charge it, you could kind of time when you want to let go of that crossbow. Typically with the bow, you want to use the momentum. She came down and purged for the last time, and Sam the Slime came in for the final hits. Let's go! Oh my god, there's no way I just did that. Let's go, boys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there it was, guys. We had complete our goal we set out to finish. It was bittersweet, guys. Within 100 days, it had only taken us 30 to kill that ender dragon, and it was, woo-wee, it felt really good. Not only was it a super challenge in general, because the fact that I was a slime in a flat world, it always just feels really good defeating the ender dragon in a different way. I grabbed that ender dragon egg, and we went back home. When I got back, I lit up Sam the Slime's monument / home just to make sure, you know, it was lit up properly. I went inside to make sure as well, but there was a bat chilling in there, so obviously there was some work that needed to be done, but that was okay, guys. We beat our #1 goal. As you can see, I'm trying to get the perfect selfie angle. Yep, perfect. I got it. And on day 31, I hung out on top of the monument, celebrating our, you know, successful run. And then I towered up to the sky, and I was going to jump right onto my monument. But that is the end of our challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe. And of course, guys, comment down in the comment section below what mob I should do next. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.